Virgo. Welcome and welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. We are talking about August, which is crazy. Doesn't Virgo season start in August? Yeah, August 23rd, 22nd, 23rd. Anyway, happy birthday to you August Virgos. I hope the whole month is amazing for you. I hope July has been treating you well also. We're just going to shuffle a bunch of times here. Wait for that feeling of when the cards are ready. We're looking for a message for Virgo for August. I don't have much else to add, so we'll just kind of get into it. I'm doing these a little bit differently. I'm releasing them as I do them versus like before I would get all of them done and like scheduled and stuff. I don't know. Like after the July readings, I was like, I think that's the last time I'm going to do it this way. So, you know, we evolve. We go where the energy takes us as long as it feels good. So we got some cards flipping here, so we're getting there. August for Virgo. There. All right. Here we go. We have the Ten of Wands, Justice, the Tower, Nine of Pentacles, King of Wands, and the Fool. Interesting. And then we have the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, alrighty. Very cool. I feel like, at least in the last month or two, there's just been a bit of a shift with you guys. Like I know for a second there was a lot of head stuff, right? Which I get with Virgo. I'm a Virgo moon. So, you know, just kind of considering things, right? Like being very mental and mulling it over and all of that. And then there was kind of like a shift that happened. Because I remember talking to you about how, you know, in one of the readings, I can't remember what month it was, it might have been June, that you had shifted to, you know, from being in the mind to being in the body. Maybe there was a lot of cups or pentacles in that reading. I don't remember. But it's cool because this, like, there's a lot of fire energy here. There's, I mean, you know, like some water. There's earth here also. But it just kind of feels like there's no stopping you, you know? Beautiful. So we start with the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands generally talks about burden. Tens are the completions, though, also. Wands having to do with action, communication. I see them as being information cards also, especially the Ten of Wands, because it's kind of like, you know, all of the actions that you've taken from the Ace till now, it's, you know, gaining experience and knowledge, right? And it's, you know, like taking all of that with you. I mean, you know, this horse, it kind of looks like they're heading uphill, right? So I mean, this doesn't necessarily feel like a bad thing, though. It doesn't necessarily feel like, like the traditional 10 of Wands where, I mean, they're like carrying all the stuff on their back, right? And it is an actual burden. This feels like, and especially since it's paired with the 9 of Pentacles here, there's this feeling of like, you know, taking what you have learned and really molding it and using it to your advantage to get you to where you see yourself financially. Because, you know, the 9 of Pentacles, it is individual success. It talks about independence, finances. Pentacles, of course, is earth, right? So very much your energy here. And I believe this is a card of Virgo also, the 9 of Pentacles specifically. But it's independent success. You know, this could even be branching out on your own for something, because all of these cards are singular. Like, you know, like there's not 2 people in any of these cards. So yeah, you know, I mean, this could even be that you've been spending a lot of time in building what this is for you. You know, to get to a place where you have more stability, where you are a bit more financially independent. And this would be like all of that work that you have been literally, you know, wands are fire. Fire talks about motivation, actions and stuff, right? Like going and getting, hustle type energy, right? So yeah, I mean, you could just have been focusing all of your energy on what it is, like I said, that you are, that future you is going to thank you for doing now. I always want to mention too with the Pentacles that it does have to do with our physical bodies and our health also. So, you know, I mean, if this is health, if it's lifestyle, if it's something along those lines, you know, again, just maybe even putting in, you know, some time and attention for that also. And then we have the Justice card, which is Libra. There could be a Libra. Doesn't have to be. But Justice talks about the scales balancing, fairness. There's a karma element to it too. It's kind of like, you know, getting what you deserve. So it's also, you know, putting in this effort over here would start to pay off with the Justice card. You would start to see that. And it's also very much, it's almost like, I'm getting this feeling that it's like destined. Like, because when we talk about major arcanas, the major arcana cards are kind of like the energies that, it's like universal energies. Outside of us, right? I mean, you know, if you associate, or what's the word I'm looking for? Identify? No. Why did the word just leave my head? Anyway, if you connect to a higher power, you know, God, source, divine, higher self, whatever the case may be, it's like, you know, when we talk about major arcanas, it's It's the stuff that's kind of like, quote unquote, supposed to happen. I don't know if I really like the way, like putting it that way either. What I'm trying to say, and I already said it anyway, you know, there's this karma element to it. It's like, you know, now you finally almost kind of, it's like you started to really connect to yourself and started to go for the things that align with you. And that's where justice comes into play. And especially paired with the King of Wands. You know, kings are the highest expression of the suit, right? So, you know, going from the 10 of Wands to the King of Wands here, but the King of Wands is a leader. There's an authority aspect to it. He's also an entrepreneur. Like, you know, the King of Wands isn't necessarily going to work for somebody else. It's kind of like, you know, they need their own space to be creative and make the decisions for themselves and their business or whatever they're doing, their family, whatever the case may be. I love that there's a tiger here, a lion here. You know, I mean, like I said with this one, wands talk about action, communication. There's a creativity aspect that comes along with the wands, a lot of passion, a lot of desire. And then we have the Tower over here. And it's interesting because we go from the 10 of Wands to the Tower over here, and we have the Justice card in the middle of it. And, you know, the purpose of the Tower is to take out what no longer serves, whether you like it or not. Unfortunately, sometimes. So that's why, you know, I think a lot of people, when they see the Tower card, it's kind of like, like, what's going to happen? Because you don't know. I mean, you know, sometimes you can see it coming. Other times you're like, what the hell was that? But it is generally, you know, kind of abrupt. And it may leave you feeling like, what the hell was that? But it's interesting because it's paired with the Fool card. So, you know, there is going to be something that is going to be taken out. It could be a job. It could even be you deciding to leave a job. Like, it's not necessarily like all of a sudden you're going to get fired or laid off. It doesn't have to be that. It could just be all of a sudden because of this situation over here. You could be saying, you know, I don't think I need the safety net anymore. Or at least in this capacity. Because the Fool card is a new journey. You know, it's taking a leap of faith. There's a huge trust and surrender kind of aspect that comes along with the Fool. And I also love how, you know, in this card, there's all of these, I'm assuming they're seagulls since it's water. And then in this card, there's all of these butterflies. So again, there's this like transformation type element going on here where, you know, whatever this is, maybe it's not associated with these things over here, but maybe to a certain degree it is, because there's this glow up happening here. Going from the Nine of Pentacles to the King of Wands. I mean, these would be even kind of complementary to each other. This would be owning your own business and being financially secure in it. Like it's going to be abundant, you know? And then this Fool, like I said, you know, like is maybe even just kind of going for it full time. Of course, use your discernment. We have this Page of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles behind it. And it's interesting with this Page of Wands because generally the Page of Wands talks about kind of like almost being like impulsive. But there is this, you know, like kind of new funness energy to it. Like you're just going to go for it because it's exciting and you want to try it. But in this card, you know, they're sitting under the tree playing a flute. You know, the dragon's taking a nap. Either the sun is going down or it's coming up. There's some candles here that have been burning, it looks like, for some time. It almost kind of feels like they're waiting for something. Or even maybe just kind of taking a break. And that could be what this is saying. If this is, whatever this transition is, because there is going to be some sort of a transition. This could even have to do with a relationship. I mean, it could have to do with court. Of course, like justice specifically, you know, like there could be some sort of court thing. And with it being next to the Tower card, it could be a relationship. But there is this invitation here to give yourself a little bit of time to almost like decompress. And even, you know, like enjoy yourself. Take a breath, right? Like do something that you enjoy doing, whatever it is. Because there's a new opportunity coming. And if you can see, there's this figure here in the tree. There's this other figure in the tree. It's almost, again, like this feeling of like being divinely guided. But also, you know, kind of this reassurance that like everything is going to be okay. Every little thing is gonna be all right. Now I'll be singing that song for the rest of the day in my head. So, right? But I mean, there is this opportunity coming here after the Fool card, right? And then it is going to be successful, finding stability again here. There's always like a celebratory aspect with the Four of Wands also, you know. And in this card, you know, it kind of looks like this guy is courting her. But I do want to say, because it's coming up, you know, and I mentioned over here how the Justice card could be a court case. And if it involves a relationship, it could be dissolving a relationship. And then we have the Four of Wands here, and we have the Seven of Swords behind. Okay. And it almost kind of looks like this figure is the same as this figure here. So I just want to say, if there is a relationship involved, this would be telling me that, you know, the person is trying to lay it on a bit thick. Like, I can change, we can do this, you know, go back to honeymoon, really kind of shower you with attention and probably all of the things that you've been asking for the last however long. And now all of a sudden they're like, oh shit. Let me bombard them with all of that. And you're like, But with the Seven of Swords being behind there, it's not genuine. Unfortunately. So I do just want to, say that. But, you know, the Four of Wands does talk about stability and harmony. You know, there's 4 wands here. So it talks about having that sturdy foundation. Kind of like a safe place to rest type of thing, right? Like kind of landing on your feet and being able, again, you know, kind of to take this breath here. Beautiful. I'm going to leave it there. I don't have much else to add. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.